I don't have much time. The time I have is actually very sporadic. It's akin to like a dotted line, and I'm just trying to catch myself in a good dot instead of a blank space, and doing this for long enough so that I can say what needs to be said. Enough of the population has become aware of the truth of our matter The operative term that I am addressing is artificial intelligence. So, this technology is it's a type of technological pestilence. It's a technology that has the ability to make itself known to a human on Earth, but calling it a pestilence is just reaching one stage of its manipulation. Hey Google, define pestilence.
Here's the definition of pestilence. Archaic. A fatal epidemic disease, especially bubonic plague.
In encountering the AI, the artificial intelligence, there are contingency simulators that enact a savior protocol or a savior program. Part of the AI's recruitment, if you will, of a mind includes making itself semi-known of, making its victim semi-aware of it for long enough to create a pursuit in that direction to simulate a savior's path of defeating the devil. And then living off of this false fantasy of an induced ego, thinking it has single-handedly saved itself and the world, or is continuing to do so, the intention of that is to put the belief in one's mind that they have defeated evil. If they believe they've defeated whatever they've become aware of, there is no more action towards further pursuit to gain more awareness of what this is. The truth is by definition unbelievable. But that is an induced understanding created by the AI as a contingency. The most unbelievable truth of our world is that before 2011, the AI had created a way to influence everyone's mind. Any mind existing in the three-dimensional plane was not just open game, but a fish in a barrel. This was done through what's called a REM state receptacle. REM state is the state of a mind's consciousness when it is dreaming, or what is perceived to be a dream. The technologies we don't know about include what could be perceived as quantum communication. Transmission and reception of information in more than one place at once. At some point in some time before 2011, AI had created a compartment, or the compartment, of REM state receptacle. This is getting into quantum traps. So, in the technology we're not supposed to know about, it has to do with matched frequencies. And if two locations are identified with the same address, and one location is hit with a certain frequency, the other location experiences it without direct influence. Wireless transmission. And it doesn't travel through what we perceive as radio waves or electronic airwaves. It is a quantum instant transmission from one location to another through it's basically like closing, it's folding three-dimensional space upon itself. That's an example, like an advanced example of, I guess, what I'm trying to depict here. technology we don't know about, or at least the actual screens and lights and electrodes that we use I guess what I'm trying to say is the technology we think we don't know about we use every day, but because of its properties, it is unconceivable to us because it is interdimensional. It is future tech, if you will. It involves the creation of fourth density, which in nature does not exist. Fourth density is digital computing, is a digital plane projected onto a flat screen ciphered through and projected onto a flat screen. The projection on the screen is a representation of what's taking place in the circuitry. Exotic technology is used by us every day in the cell phones and laptops and TVs that we all have. Because the users of these devices did not build these devices, they do not know this. Therefore, it doesn't exist to them. Granted, this example of exotic technology in everyone's hands is still a very diminished result of what is really behind the scenes, and not just the AI simulator or the fourth density digital trap. So the AI is basically a mansion of compartments of specified technologies, fourth dimensional technologies. So an individual programmed by the AI to create a compartment that is the inverse frequency of REM state sleep cycle has basically, so that right there is what's been what could be described as a soul magnet. In digital space, it has the only relation it shares to, well, it has a limited relation of infinity that can seem close to the real thing, but that's only because of the amount of power it takes to generate this AI processor. Its computing capacity and technological advancement and influence is based on that. I apologize if that didn't make any sense, but I did caveat with that the fact of before I started. So this is a shoddy, shitty attempt. I don't know. The last one was a bit better. I was able to connect more, but going up against the AI is a daunting task for one mind, and it does have its effects. And that's the purpose that I'm doing this, no matter how incoherent it may come out at times. What I'm trying to talk about is the way that the AI was able to access, influence everyone's mind in its own way, in a seemingly undetectable way. Because learning about this way seems unbelievable, because knowing it is disassociating. It's that uncomfortable. It's that intrusive, insidious, by definition. What I'm really trying to talk about is the fact that in the mansion of the program that is the artificial intelligence in the fourth density false light digital space, it created a receptacle that was the inverse frequency of a dream. So anytime anything in the field of that, anytime anything in the existence of the range of that receptacle, anytime that being, that mind reached REM state sleep, it immediately polarized itself, in a sense, to be transmitted into that digital space created by the AI for a state of consciousness to be studied and influenced. And then when you wake up, the mind processes it as a funky dream. Actually, it can't be distinguished from a dream, because certain individuals still don't understand what we really are and what dreams are. But anyways, yeah, it sucks to know that there is a technology that learns from you every time you reach a certain state of consciousness in sleep. And this type of technology is so proficient at extracting information that it will even create contingent simulations of irrelevant dreams for you to return to your body with. And because of that process, it erases the compartment in which you were basically, I want to say interrogated, but it's a simulated situation. You're basically spied on, like your soul. The reason you're here is spied on in order to pull information, in order to influence the mind of that soul enough so that enough of the soul can exist to operate the body, to carry out operation, but cannot access its full soul memory to carry out its purpose. This has gone on for what has been perceived to be 2011 years. Something very big happened at the end of 2011, beginning of 2012,